Welcome back team to the Grass Commando on a pretty crappy Marlborough day actually, unlike the other videos, where today I'm going to be talking about the importance of a sharp lawnmower blade. Now what you're looking at here is a lawn that was cut with a blade a few weeks ago. That is quite blunt, and as you can see, instead of a nice lush tips on your grass, it looks something like the peroxided hair tips from a boy band from the 90s, and no one wants to see that. So today I'm going to tell you a few tips and tricks around how you can get rid of this and get your lawn looking pristine. And the reality is sharp lawnmower blades are often overlooked, and quite frankly, if you're mowing your lawn with blunt blades, it's about as useful as taking an unloaded weapon into battle. So let's see how we can address this issue pretty easily. So here you go team, here's the blade off the mighty Stihl. As you can see, it's the straight through style rather than the disc with the blades that knock back when you hit a stone. My personal preference is one of these, as it gives you a bit of a cleaner cut from my perspective. And one of the things to note here is I've used this blade several times. I've sharpened it. I've actually extended the sharp surface a little bit, because 6 inches is always better than 3, and the reality is, again, I've found that it gives a bit more of guts to your cut. Now how I roll is I've got 3 of these blades. I change my blade out every second cut, and probably most of you are thinking psycho, but the reality is, if you want a really crisp clean lawn, you've got to keep on top of your sharpening of your blade. And as you can see here, it's a bit dull, couldn't really cut too much with that. So my tools of choice today, the mighty Ryobi 1 grinder. What I've also found is, you'll notice I have a sandpaper disc here. When I originally got this, I didn't think it would shave the top of a cold custard pie. I've actually been really impressed. This is a little bit more forgiving on the softer metal of the blade, so I recommend that you go for this type of disc. Really important that when you do sharpen your blade, that you balance it. And what I have here is a nice little tool that I've got from Amazon Australia for a few bucks, and what this does is it allows you to balance your blade. Really important. It's swinging around 1000 RPM or so, probably a little bit more, and if there's a little bit of out of balance, it'll shag out the bush in the shaft, and you don't want that, because that sounds rather painful around. So I'm going to show you this blade here I sharpened with before I got this here, and I'll just show you what it looks like when it's out of balance. So there you go, a picture paints 1,000 words. You can see it is well and truly out of balance. So I'm going to give a little bit of a tickle up, like I said, with the mighty Ryobi, and obviously safety always. So here you go team, better balanced blade. You can see there, got some gap under both sides, laterally and obviously longitudinally. The tip that I've found is sharpen the main side here, but then give it a quick tickle up on the other side. It just gives a little bit more permanence on there, and that's sharper than a sharp thing. When it spins round, we'll get rid of those dead tops on the top. So there you go, a brief tutorial around sharpening your blade and the need for it. So crack on team, let's see where you go from here. One thing I have noticed, and I was corrected on the other day, so I have been saying it's the middle of winter at the moment. It's actually coming up to spring in a couple of weeks, which will explain why my lawn's taken off. So I'll give this blade a really good run on Saturday. I'm not suggesting that you change your blade after every 2 mows, but at least give it some consideration if you want your lawn to look lush and green. So there you go, us Commando tip number 5. If you've got something useful out of it, all well and good. Feel free to subscribe. We'll be dropping another video in the next week.